Well, we were back with some Bleach Soul Resonance, and I know this video was obviously, a video that has been gone over by Giku, and I'm sure others in the community, maybe from the French side, maybe from, elsewhere in the English space, but I'm posting this because I need to have a Shueisha, burn session. I hate this company so much. And for those of you who don't watch my Dokkan videos, you probably don't have any concept of this. Maybe you don't play Dokkan Battle. Maybe you don't like Dragon Ball, which is fine. I'm not one of those people who's like an anime fan where I think you need to like everything I like. If you like Bleach but don't like Dragon Ball, good for you. If you like JJK but don't like Dragon Ball, good for you. If you like One Piece but don't like Dragon Ball, good for you. Who cares? Shueisha is pissing me off so bad with the way it infringes on everything I enjoy. If someone doesn't get this bum company, this company full of bums away from these IPs, bro, it is so crazy how if you even so Dokkan Battle is run by Japanese devs, but Toei and Shueisha ruins that game too. And think about that. That's crazy, isn't it? Isn't it crazy to think that even in the case of a Japanese company making a game for a Japanese company, they still got their fist in them motherfuckers' ass? It is so nuts, man. It is insane how much I hate Shueisha. I hate Shueisha with a burning passion. I can't say too much, but there's a list out there, and I'm sure Shueisha's on it. That's all I don't know. I shrug my shoulders. I don't know. They're moving. They're moving like a little fugazi. It's crazy to me that Shueisha gets away with all they do. This is an insane company. Whatever, man. Let's get into some good news, which is I love Bleach Soul Resonance. I'm never gonna stop glazing Bleach Soul Resonance so long as they continue to move like this. I think that if you love Bleach and you have been shaky about playing Bleach Soul Resonance, I cannot believe that this game is as good as it is, looks as good as it is, and is sustaining as well as it is through Shueisha's bullshit. The reason that you might see me glazing Bleach Soul Resonance and why I have so few criticisms for the devs a lot of times is because, one, their marketing is slashed by Shueisha. Obviously, it is slashed by Shueisha. It is being kneecapped by Shueisha. So I can't really blame them for that. And two, they're doing so much well, and all of the downsides seem to be related to Shueisha. So it's just like, if they don't get to market themselves and they're making something so good, I guess I, along with people like Giku and Kaku and others in the community, we have to be the ones to be the marketing. We've got to be the ones to be like, hey, there's a really good game over here. These are especially in the gacha space. And point blank period, my opinion on gacha always is gacha games are probably a net negative for the gaming space, right? We can all admit that, but we all are a little hypocritical sometimes. And if I'm going to play a gacha, I'd rather play one that's like this and not like, Dokkan Battle or Dragon Ball Legends, if I'm honest. And I play Dokkan Battle. So, I've been for 3 years and I'm still playing Dokkan Battle, right? But what Bleach Soul Resonance is doing is making actual strides to innovate for its game. It's making actual strides to lobby for itself. Giku said this in a previous, he actually said it as a reply to me. Let me see if I could find it. Let's see if I go to the replies, but we can go down to, am I on the replies tab? Let's go back to replies, and it was, where is it? It was somewhere in here. I guess I can go to my notifications, and then we can go here. So I'm not surprised. The Japanese industry knows that their gacha games are heavily outclassed by Chinese developers. They can't compete in original gacha games anymore, and the only thing they got going are popular IPs. They will gatekeep as much as possible. It's quite frustrating. I cannot agree more. I cannot agree more, man. It is. If you wonder sometimes, it's like, man, Lone's really he's glazing. He's putting on a little glaze fest for this game. He's really not letting up. A lot of the reason is just because I think it's so unfair how Bleach Soul Resonance is being treated, because I have I've been playing Dokkan for years, and I'm still gonna continue to play Dokkan for years because I love Dragon Ball. Like, you know, it is what it is. And I grew up with Dragon Ball in the big three. So guess what? If Naruto CN, the mobile game, comes to global, I'm playing that. You know, if the One Piece fighting path came to global, I'd try that out too. But I do love the big three, right? So it is. I would like these series to be treated well, and as someone actually responded to that thread, they're saying it's not just the best Bleach gacha game I've played, it's the best Bleach game, like most fun Bleach game I've played. If they're worried about being seen as inferior, don't make the inferior product. And I mean, I couldn't agree more. Like, the issue that I have with a lot of JP devs when it comes to Dragon Ball and when it comes to, you know, Bleach and other anime gacha, I mean, oh my god, look at the JJK Arena Fighter that came out. Dog shit. Curse Clash or whatever. One of the genuinely worst products I've ever seen release. Right? Easily one of the worst products I've ever seen release. Pure dog shit. And then they want to be mad when like China and Korea put a polish on their IPs. Like, what are we doing, man? Either make good products or get the fuck out the way. Like, it's so sad, but that's my little rant for now. I want to talk about a few things here because, like I said, Giku did put up a video talking about all of these, so I don't want to, you know, harp on any. I said in a previous video that, where is it? There's not a intention to update the standard banner. I do think this is kind of cap, but we'll have to see. You know, in the long term, we'll have to see. But I do think that the standard banner being updated is just like a natural thing that's going to happen, so long as this game continues to exist. So, the Nanella leaks are not unfounded, and we should be getting her next. We're going to get free standard selector from the February 13th login, or codes, or whatever have you. 10 limited character pulls and 10 weapon pulls from the 16th to the 17th. Very nice. Very nice. Tactic unit coming next, which is Nell. Aerial combat is being worked on. Think of fake Kamakura Town. By the way, I said this early on, but the reason that getting 10 tickets and 10 weapon pulls is nice is because you can only summon with weapons, with stamps and tickets rather. So when you get the tickets, it's kind of free to just use them because the pity carries over, and there's obviously no 50-50. Whereas when you get Jade, there's more impetus to not use it to pull until you want to actually like do a summon session. This is because Jade can go into a lot of different things. It can go into weapons or characters or, you know, multiple other resources that we have in the game, stamina and this, etc. So Jade is inherently more valuable to hold on to. Whereas if you get a 10 pull from the Bleach Soul Resonance team, you can literally just send it because it's gonna carry over anyway, right? You're very rarely gonna be in a position in this game where you can't find the ability to get a 10 pull like by the end of a banner. So it's I usually just send it. So that'll be cool. Maybe we'll luck a dupe for Kenpachi or his weapon, and then if we miss, we just wait and we carry the pity over, right? It's pretty good. A raid mode is in the works. That's nice. I would consider a raid mode, by the way, kind of similar to the not the Frenzy Feast, but it's the big boss battle we do every week, the weekly boss. Mostly because if you guys have played anything like Dungeon Fighter Online, you know, DFO, then there are those big bosses with like 9,999 HP, and those can serve as like raid content, which, you know, cool. More guild content coming, nice. They're considering buffing Bankai Ichigo's core stamp. It seems like when they consider something based on the community's take, we get it, so that'd be cool. I don't know if I'd be pulling for Bankai Ichigo if they reran him, but I do think that if you're someone who likes Bankai Ichigo more than Kenpachi, for example, because, you know, not everybody's gonna like the same characters, right? That's fine. I think Bankai Ichigo is good enough that if you were like, I'm gonna skip Kenpachi, but Nell's coming and Bankai Ichigo's getting a rerun, because you skipped Kenpachi and you have all of his resources, I think you could pull on both, get yourself a dupe, and, you know, etc., etc. and just treat it as if you pulled on Kenpachi and then pulled on Nell, right? Because like I said, the only thing I've skipped so far is Toshido's banner or weapon, and I've been able to pull on everything since the game's come out, and I have spent 0 money. Obviously, if you have to pity every single banner, that's going to be different for you, but if you've even gotten one character early, then I don't know how you're still not just pulling. Like, we've gotten so many resources. The leaks aren't unfounded. The developer wants to emphasize not needing to spend to get the units. They do not want it to be pay to win. This is obviously, you know, and as Geku said in his video, this is really nice because it confirms what I said before, which is you can have characters or you can have gear, but we can't have both for completely free at the same time. And if we're honest with ourselves, if we're completely honest with ourselves, we want the characters first. You have never played a gacha where you've enjoyed it more that you got an infinite gear and you could not get characters. Let's be honest. The characters sell the game. Gear does not sell the game. So if they want to say, hey, you're running out of resources to upgrade these characters, just skip a character that you don't even care about and, you know, gear some characters this 3 weeks. That's fine. That is actually so good. Give me the choice. Hey, maybe in 6 weeks Mayuri comes out, and I like Mayuri a lot. I think I like Mayuri more than the average person likes Mayuri. I kind of like the weirdos in Bleach. I like Gin, I like Mayuri. So maybe you're just like, I don't like that weird ass boy, and then you're like, I'll wait until, you know, TYBW Mayuri. Or maybe you're like, I don't like Fraud Renji from, you know, Soul Society arc. I like TYBW Renji where he's got that shit on. You know what I mean? You might be one of those people and be like, I'll just skip him here. And that's fine. Like, that means you can spend that 3 weeks using all of the materials to gear your characters. Because remember, if you're not using that jade, then you could you could hypothetically use the jade you would have spent pulling, much less of it, by the way, using it for stamina and then building characters. Because you're not going to spend as much jade as you would pulling on stamina in that 3 week period. No way you do. No way. Right? Like, we can all kind of like get that, right? Even if you spent on the character gear, like gearing, like, and you should keep it in mind, like, I'm not going to spend more than a 10 pull. You would still have, like, what is it, 1600 jade worth of stamina, like, for that 3 week period, and you would still have made like probably like 8,000 jade on top of that. You know, does that work out? It's all math on top of my head, but you get what I'm saying. Gear selector for main stat selector for gear is huge because again, I said they really don't need to do this. I know people are finding the gear unwieldy, but I promise you, as someone who's played gear gacha, I've played multiple, not just Epic 7, this is not actually a huge problem in this game. It is not at all. Gear stats in this game are really lenient. They're really fucking lenient. The thing that's not lenient is the stamina, which is the downside of, guess what? Make it so you don't have to pay to win to get the characters. That just is what it is. That said, them doing this is nice. It's always nice that they do this. And that's why I think that it's so crazy that this team is this generous and is also, you can see the community wants to support it, right? Every bad thing you have to think about this game is Shueisha, I'm pretty sure. Like, even down to, why aren't the cutscenes in the game? Do you think they made the cutscenes to not put them in the game? They made them! They made the cutscenes already. It's so crazy. We're gonna get game modes though, and we're gonna have some problems, insights on problems. Next character should be a follow-up support character for a specific type tactic unit. Due to reasons for the Japanese copyright holder, there will be no more official leaks in the future. Ugh. Limited, but they did say, and I don't know if this is here, they did say they're going to try to do an official stream called the Wandering Blade or something stream. So hopefully, we don't need leaks. In the third week, every time they release a character, we'll get 1 week of content, 2 weeks of content, and then the third week, we'll get a little bit more content, maybe a little rerun content, and then they'll pop in a teaser. Bam, here's who's coming next. Boom, you've got hype. You got hype right there. If the third week every time is just, hey, here's Okiata coming, you don't even need to drop content, because everyone's gonna be like, oh fuck, in 1 week Okiata's showing up? I'm in. You know, caught. I'm in. So hopefully there's that. Limited characters will not be added to the standard pool for now, as the production cost for limited characters is extremely high. This is very fair. This is very fair. They should keep them scarce. They should. I'm just saying, and I always say, that I think they'll be there eventually, and because of that, I don't think the standard banner has that much value. That said, if you wanted to pull in the standard banner, no one's stopping you. Do it if you want. You know, we've got some good dupes. We've got good dupes hanging around the standard units, right? The standard characters are essentially weaker because their dupes are actually pretty good, especially the supports, Kisuke, Komomura. In the case of the DPS, Yoruichi's dupes are fine. Kenpachi is confirmed to be a replacement character. The original plan was to release Grimjaw. Duh. During the Kenpachi event, you can self-select the main stat. Great. The guild is confirmed to receive new gameplay features, with the release date is unknown. The review intensity from the Japanese copyright holder has disrupted the game's operations, leaving many things the planners cannot explain to the players. However, they will do their best to communicate with the Japanese reviewers. Don't piss me off, man. Don't piss me off. I'm recording this. I just woke up. I'm up, man. I'm ready to fight someone. Like, it's... Oh, I can't believe they are trying to kill this game. I hate these Japanese devs so much. And by the way, do not take that out of context, because I love my Japanese peoples. I'm not Japanese myself. I don't know why I said my peoples. They are not my peoples, but I love the Japanese people. And you know, I don't hate nobody in this world. So don't even put the thought in your mind. Don't even do it. But I cannot believe how they treat these IPs. These things that we grew up with, these things that we hold sacred, these things that are, you know, we've always wanted the Bleach game. We've always wanted a game that felt like we were playing Bleach characters. And it took a fucking Chinese gacha to get it. And now they're trying to kill it. Are you crazy? Are you nuts? I wish I didn't run a free-to-play account, because I actually feel like I want to give the game like $60 or $100 every time the character drops, because I want to support the game devs so bad. And I'm not saying to do this. Please do not take this as like I'm saying go spend, because it is still a gacha game. You know, I don't want to make it seem, you know, too much like they're like, you know, Jesus Christ or something. You know, it is still a gacha game. It is still inherently an evil product, but like I really want to support them sometimes, man, because it is so crazy how well this has manifested. No one could have expected this when the game was coming out. This is a marvel of a game. But I'm gonna leave it there for now. Like if you like the video, subscribe to join the club. We all go make it in peace.